Hey guys, today I'm going to explain to you all of the YouTube channels and what and all the difference between all the YouTube channels. Let's dive in. So, to start, there's actually two types of channels. A channel can be monoepicist, from Greek monos, single, and epoche, era, which only has a single era, and polyepicist, from Greek polyu, much, and epoche, era, which is a channel that has multiple eras. That's divided in multiple eras. So yeah, a monoepicist channel is a channel that only has a single era, a channel that was never reborn. While a polyepicist channel is a channel that's divided in eras, in multiple eras. So for example, there's an era 1, there's an era 2, an era 3, an era 4, etc. So a channel that was reborn and therefore is divided in multiple eras. The SRC Madman and HRG Madgirl channel is polyepicist, i.e. it's divided in multiple eras. It's divided in 3 eras to be exact. The first one is the Paleo-Paraphron, from Greek paleos, old, and paraphrontas, madman. The second one is called the Chryso-Paraphron, from Greek kriusos, gold, and paraphrontas, madman. And finally, the third one is called the Neo-Paraphron, from Greek neos, new, and paraphrontas, madman. Now for how long each era lasted. So the Paleo-Paraphron lasted from March 17th, 2021 to August 4th, 2021. And then the Chryso-Paraphron lasted from August 7th, 2021 to July 8th, 2024. And then finally, the Neo-Paraphron is from July 9th, 2024 to the present. So yeah, we are currently in the Neo-Paraphron, obviously. So this video you're watching right now is from the Neo-Paraphron. In fact, all of these videos uploaded on this current channel are from the Neo-Paraphron. The ones from the Paleo-Paraphron and Chryso-Paraphron were uploaded in the 2 channels that are now gone. So there's a video that I made a while ago explaining all the different eras. Go check that out in the top right corner of the screen. Now, the eras weren't always called this. The Paleo-Paraphron was originally called the Old Era, the Chryso-Paraphron was originally called the OG Era, and the Neo-Paraphron was originally called the New Era. But now we've changed them to Paleo-Paraphron, Chryso-Paraphron, and Neo-Paraphron because I guess they sound better. However, as from that video, there's also a secret era called the pre-paraphron, from Latin pre, before, and from Greek paraphrontas, madman. So for the pre-paraphron lasted from July 18th, 2018 to March 17th, 2021, because that's when I actually started posting on YouTube. However, so yeah, from July 18th, 2018 to March 17th, 2021, with July 18th, 2018 being the absolute beginning. And why is that? Because I actually absolutely started posting on YouTube on July 18th, 2018, when I would make private videos. But yeah, those were my very first videos on YouTube. So you consider July 18th, 2018 the absolute beginning of me on YouTube. So I guess this would technically count as era number 0. But technically, just like 0 is not a number, the pre-paraphron doesn't technically count as an official paraphrontological era. Wait, paraphrontological? That's right. Paraphrontological is something that has to do with paraphrontology. Paraphrontology is a speech on madmen, from Greek paraphrontas, madman, and logia, words. So yeah, so these 3 official eras are also called the paraphrontological eras. However, there are also 2 secret unofficial eras. So yeah, so these do not count as paraphrontological eras, but these are secret eras that are I guess aren't really eras, but periods of time. I made a video about this too. Go check it out. So yeah, so there are two secret unofficial eras, the Mesoperiphron and the Phantoperiphron. So we have the Mesoperiphron, from Greek meso, middle, and periphrontas, madman, from August 4th, 2021 to August 7th, 2021. And then we have the Phantoperiphron, phana, which stands for fantasy, and periphrontas, from Greek madman, which is from July 20th, 1985 to the present. So the Mesoperiphron, if you noticed, if you did, in case you didn't notice, there is a 3-day gap between the end of the Paleoperiphron and the beginning of the Chrysoperiphron. That era is called the Mesoperiphron for obvious reasons. So yeah, which has no other purpose but to indicate the period of time between the end of the Paleoperiphron and the beginning of the Chrysoperiphron. And then the Phantoperiphron is kind of like a monoepicist channel. It's all one era. It starts from July 20th, 1985, and it's obviously not real considering I wasn't even born back then. So yeah, it's yeah, because it's to signify the fantastic era of the She Squad, which is a single era, which starts on July 20th, 1985, because that's because fantastically that's when the She Squad started. It's not real, obviously. So yeah, do you remember She? Those videos are like from the Phantoperiphron. So yeah. Every single one of these eras, whether official or unofficial, except for the Phantoperiphron, make up the Enoperiphron, from Greek enono, unite, and periphrontas, madman. So, why isn't the Phantoperiphron part of the Enoperiphron? Well, it's quite simple. Well, the Enoperiphron and the Phantoperiphron are actually both things that contain different eras. So yeah, the Enoperiphron contains all of the different eras, whether official or unofficial, and the Phantoperiphron is just like that. It has its own eras, so it's not an era within the Enoperiphron, but it's a thing that has its own eras. So yeah, the Phantoperiphron has all of the I guess eras, but I guess the Phantoperiphron is a monoepicist. So yeah. So yeah, the Phantoperiphron is basically an alternate universe that isn't real, that has all of the She episodes, the Phantoperiphron. So yeah, it's pretty much the neighbor of the Enoperiphron. So the Enoperiphron and the Phantoperiphron are both inside SRC and HRG, which is the channel. Us. It's us. I actually made a video about this too. I'll play it for you right now. So yeah, everything is within the YouTube universe that has every single YouTube channel that ever exists. So yeah, every single one you could think of. So yeah, it has all of the monoepicist and polyepicist channels that ever exists. And that's it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye!